Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of So Tell Us Time. We are excited to be here with you guys today. Obviously, this is the last episode of 2024, which is crazy. Oh my gosh, I can't believe the year is already over. Hopefully you guys had an amazing Christmas and you've got just a day. This is it. This is it, right? You don't have any more time. You're listening to us in the morning, and by the end of today, tomorrow we're gonna have a new year. We're gonna be in 2025, right? And so that's pretty exciting. Hopefully you're able to get a little bit more done, squeeze a little bit more in yesterday and today before 2025. So what we're going to be talking about today is a year-end review. It's really important to, step back and kind of do an overview, Troy and I like to say a 30,000 view. We want to go up and do a 30,000 overview of the business, right? We want to talk about wins and challenges and opportunities is kind of what we want to focus on today and have you guys focusing on, because we need to look at and review 2024 so that we can really decide what are we doing in 2025. Right? All right, Troy, let's jump in. Let's get this going. These guys, everybody's, thinking about tonight. It's New Year's Eve. And then tomorrow's New Year's Day. Listen, have fun tonight and then recuperate tomorrow. And then Thursday, you better come in hot and excited and strong. So let's get this going.
Yep, absolutely. So the first thing you want to do when you're looking at a year-end review is you want to celebrate your wins. You want to take a look at this past year, where did we win? You want to acknowledge your accomplishments, especially the ones that were critical for, the morale of the business and also the motivation of the business. So, think back in 2024 and what are some of the wins that you had that really helped you as the business owner, helped your employees to work better, and helped your business to grow. And take some time to think about those, what those wins were, and really kind of celebrate that. So a couple of things you could look at. We'll give you some ideas of some top business wins of the year. So you could look at different key successes. Like, for example, maybe it's your growth metrics. Maybe you had a goal to grow by 20% this year and you hit that goal. You grew 20% over the previous year. Maybe it is, product launches. Maybe you have, a service that you wanted to get rolled out in the year. And that was one of your big wins, was being able to launch that new product and get that out there. Another opportunity or another win could be partnerships, right? Maybe you created some strategic partnerships that really helped your business grow. So I want you to think back to 2024 and really determine what was your biggest wins in 2024. Then, now that you've identified what those wins are, now we want to look at lessons learned from that success, meaning what made these wins possible. And I want you to really analyze that. So now that you know what your win is, what made those wins possible, right? Was it your team effort? Was it some strategy shifts that you made in the business? Was it some new tools or some new software that you put in place? Was it a new marketing strategy that you put in place to help grow the business, right? So you want to look at the win, but then you want to make sure that you identify, what caused the win, right? Because then you can take those causes and you can utilize those in 2025 to create even more wins in 2025. So that's why we want to definitely celebrate the wins, not only celebrate them, but make sure we identify what caused the wins in that 2024 year. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is navigating the challenges of 2024, right? So, it's valuable to, at the end of the year, reflect back on the challenges that you faced during that year. Now, we don't want to dwell on those challenges. We don't want to dwell on the negatives of those challenges, but we need to be able to think of those challenges that we faced, right? So think about that right now. What was your biggest challenge in 2024, right? What caused maybe the business to struggle a little bit? And it might be a business challenge. It might be an employee challenge. It might be a marketing challenge that you faced. or a personal challenge that affected the business as well. So think about that for a second, identify what that challenge was. And now I want you to think about, how did you overcome that adversity in your business? What did you do to overcome that challenge, right? Because you obviously did something. Your business is still here. You're still listening to the podcast, right? So you overcame that challenge in some way, but how did you do it? Again, the whole point of this is to, learn these lessons so that we can apply these to 2025 to make sure that we have a very successful 2025. So again, we just want to reassure you that, challenges are a part of your growth, and they really offer practical tips for you, or ways for you to then overcome challenges in the future. So as you grow through those challenges, you become more resilient, and then you learn, how to better face challenges in the future. So I want you to make sure that, again, as you're thinking about those challenges, don't dwell on the negative of the challenge, but dwell on and focus on, how did you overcome that challenge and make it through 2024. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is opportunities. And this is really important. So I want you to identify what were some of the big opportunities that you found in 2024, right? So, looking at the 2024 experience, what new opportunities did you find in 2024 that you were able to capitalize on? So now I'll give you some ideas. It might be you found some market gaps. You found some areas in your business that maybe your competitors aren't focused on. So you started to focus on those areas and you found an opportunity there, right? An opportunity might have been maybe some software improvements or, process improvements in your business. Was there some way that you figured out how to streamline your business to free up your time so that you can focus on working on the business rather than just working in the business? So that's another great example of maybe a new opportunity. We also talked about partnerships. Was there any new partnerships that you formed in 2024 that really helped with your growth? I want you to think about that. And maybe you didn't have any partnerships, but now you can think about partnerships that you could be forming, in 2025, right? So think about the different opportunities that are out there. And then how did you leverage those in 2024? And then how can you leverage those even more going into 2025? And that's really important. So I'm going to give you guys just a couple of examples from our own business. Trevor and I, we had our year-end review the other day. We were sitting down, we were talking about the business. We met with our team members and we let them know, we reviewed with them like what they did great this year and where, what maybe areas we struggled and how we overcame those. So you can do these very same things with your employees to help them be better employees going forward in 2025. But for us, I know, one of the big things that we focused on in 2024 was the growth of our company as far as our employees. And I don't know, Trevor, do you want to take a second to kind of talk about some of the growth that we had this year in our company as far as our team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we kind of talked about this in kind of some of the past episodes coming to the end of the year, because 2024, like everybody, didn't turn out exactly the way I think everybody hoped it would. I think we all kind of were hoping, like, at least for us, like the first quarter of the year was insane, amazing, like really, really good. And we kind of thought, whoa, if this is like, a precursor to what 24 is going to look like, woo, this is going to be an amazing year. Well, what ended up happening is what most people felt. A lot of people's businesses did, 50% of what they had done the year before, or some did even worse than that. And so what we ended up seeing was a dip, like everybody, in performance. Now for us, it's a little bit different. And with all of the services and the things that we provide, the different types of services we provide and everything, and the strategies that we implement, this is why we always talk to you guys about, because the things that we're talking to you about in this podcast are things we're actually implementing in our own business or have implemented in the past. And so we do grow and have continued to grow year over year over year. And that's one of the reasons. I mean, Troy and I have had our consulting companies for years now. We've really enjoyed helping businesses. And that's why we started the podcast. That's why we're here with you guys every single week, because we wanted to reach more people. And not everybody can afford to pay us thousands of dollars to come in for a day or two and, pull apart the business and go over all the ins and outs and, take all that knowledge that Troy and I have gained over the last 25 years of business. And so we wanted to be able to get that to people. And that's really what the reason that we have this podcast today is for those reasons. And so in 24, what I'm going to say is we still did grow, actually. Yeah, we grew and things were great. It just wasn't as great as our first quarter. Our first quarter, we thought, holy cow, this is going to be insane. We continued to grow and did just fine this last year, but a lot of our businesses, remember, we have thousands of clients. They're all business owners in 33 countries around the world. And so a lot of the businesses, what they felt was a hit to the bottom line. And so I think that is a testament also, though, of why we're here in this podcast, right? Like, you're here to learn, to grow, for all of us to grow and lift each other. And so we are implementing and have implemented every single thing that we talk about. So I just want to reiterate that. Okay. That's another thing for this 2025 coming up. We're talking about, what's to come in 2025. Make sure you're implementing the things. We try to give you guys simple tasks like, hey, do one of these 3 things, right, in the next week and get it taken care of. So anyways, I squirrel off, but it's important to understand. I think it's an important point, right? But what we ended up doing is we decided we were going to take 2024 and we were going to, once we got out of the first quarter and we saw what probably the rest of the year was going to look like, we decided it was time to really beef up the business, the company. It was time to beef up the company with employees. Really, we wanted to kind of take it to the max. We wanted to have the maximum amount of people here in the company, and we quadrupled the company size-wise, employee-wise, right? Because we did that in anticipation for what we believe is going to happen here in 2025. And we are going to quadruple the revenue of the business in 2025 is what we're really looking to do. But we knew that we needed to have the support and we needed to have the infrastructure in place in order to do that. So that's what we spent 2024 doing, was really building the infrastructure of the company, beefing that up with employees and investing. What we say is investing in the business. We were investing in ourselves so that we could then support our clients even better.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that you brought up that, again, a lot of clients, felt that 2024 kind of went down for them. And that was one of the reasons why we wanted to beef up our business, was because we service a lot of clients, but man, there were a lot of clients out there that were, that we're doing some things for them, but not everything for them. And they were coming to us and saying like, man, my marketing over here is not working. I need someone who can help me with PPC. I need somebody who can help me with this. And so we realized, look, to really help out all of these clients that we have, we need to have even more staff in place so that we can take them on and provide those additional services for them that they might have been getting somewhere else. And so we really beefed up our team for that growth in 2025. And so that's what we want you to think about with your business, right? What do you need to do? What changes do you need to make to be able to grow in 2025? What are your opportunities, right? What opportunities are you going to be focusing on in 2025? What can you do to move the needle in 2025, right? You don't want to just do what you've always done, because that's not going to move the needle, right? You've got to do something different. So another thing for us, talking about kind of the future with us, we've invested a lot in AI towards the end of 2024.
Yeah.
And you're going to hear us talking about, AI and, being able to have AI do a lot of tasks that you don't have time to do, right? Or maybe your employees don't have time to do. So that's been a big part for us in 2024 to prepare for 2025.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be really excited to see some of the stuff that we're going to be rolling out in 2025. That is going to make your life so much easier. But again, we're having to think forward, right? And prepare now for what the future is going to be in 2025.
And to give a little sneak peek, I mean, the theme of 25, Troy and I have been talking about it. So tell us, is your AI partner. That's one of the themes that we're going into this 2025. We have got some amazing things that we are rolling out that are going to just blow some minds and change businesses like crazy. Like, this is going to be phenomenal. And I'm super excited about it.
Absolutely. All right. So Trevor, anything else you want to go over before we kind of hit the homework?
No, I think that's really good. Like, guys, it's just about kind of doing that year-end review, evaluate what you were able to accomplish in 2024. And then, look and plan and prepare based on the more information you have now that you ended in 2024, and know where your business is at so you can plan for 2025. And that's really what you guys need to be doing, right? It's all about hitting the ground hard and fast. So let's jump into homework today. What you guys want to do for your 2025 plan, in my opinion, is kind of it's more than just the three, but I call it the trifecta. And it's looking at your business from a perspective of what needs to be beefed up, what needs to be improved, what needs to be let go. And then how do we really put that into play and into a plan? And so one thing that Troy and I have talked about, and one thing that we really try to set up with our clients when we're doing consulting for them, is people get really pigeonholed into or excited about one thing. Like, they'll get excited. Like, we've seen people go in 2024. It's so funny because it was like the year of, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this. And what I mean is, like, we saw people in 2024 get super excited about like outsourcing, right? Like getting like outsourced VAs, right? And we talked about that. We saw people get really excited about automation. And we talked about that, automation and communication. We saw people getting really, really excited about AI. Okay. And one thing that we want to do, and one thing we always try to do with you guys, is to like kind of temper that excitement and kind of bring you back down. It's okay to get really excited, but we've got to keep a focus and we've got to keep it a reality. And we've talked about this. We've had companies completely replace whole departments with virtual assistants. And I'm telling you, it hurts them. Okay. That's not that VAs aren't great. They are great. And I'm going to get to this in a second. We've seen companies get rid of whole departments and replace with AI. Okay. We've seen companies put in a lot of automation and it becomes a problem. So here's the thing is, what you want to do is you want to have a combination of all of them. And that's what we've kind of talked about throughout the year, is you need in-office employees. You need real employees. You need VAs that can back those employees up and help them be more productive and maximize their production. You need automation put into place. So this is kind of thinking, I'm giving you that preview of what you should be doing for 2025, right? That automation. So you want to have the automation backing up your employees, your VAs, and that communication, making everything streamlined. And then the last piece of this puzzle is the AI. Okay. And implementing the AI in the right and correct places to really help finish off that circle, close that gap, right? And if you put all that in place, this is what we've been setting up with our clients. If you put all that in place in the right spot, your business is going to just soar. It's going to soar. So that's really how you guys need to be looking at what are you missing, okay, in your business, and how are you going to implement that in 2025? If you have missed previous episodes, guys, every week we try to give you something really, really good. So go back and listen to previous episodes because we talk about each one of those things. So that's it, guys. That's kind of just rounding it out. And the reason I'm rounding it out and giving you a whole lot all in one is this is it. This is the last podcast. 2024 is over, people. We are into 2025. So that is a kind of a big fat recap of the entire podcasts of 2024. So we're excited for you guys. We're excited for our business, and we're just so grateful. Thank you guys so much for all the support and love you give, for the comments, the likes, the shares. The channels have grown like crazy. The downloads have grown like crazy. And we just are truly grateful for all of the support. We look forward to 2025. Have a safe and happy new year. Don't get crazy. Don't get locked up. And be careful out on those roads because we know the drunkards are out. So don't start off 2025 in the hospital. Okay. All right, guys. We will check you out on the next episode. Brand new in 2025. So excited. Of So Tell Us Time.